Welcome to the fantasy zone. Get ready.
Hi everyone, and welcome to a pickups video. Now this is part 1 of 2, and basically what I'm going to show you is what I've picked up before Christmas Day, and the second part will be bits that I've pretty much got as presents on Christmas and Boxing Day. I went to the sales on Boxing Day, yeah, I know I must be mad. But let's start with part 1, and I've got quite a bit to show you, so I'm going to try and get through it pretty speedily. There's some here for any 8-bit lovers. It's all Commodore 64. I do apologise, Mr. David, Retro Games played badly. I know you're a Spectrum fan, but I'm a C64 fan, and I do have some love for the Spectrum, don't get me wrong. But the Commodore 64 was probably my favourite home system of all time. You'll probably like this anyway, David, even though it's not Spectrum, because I've got some Hit Squad, and my collection of Hit Squad is building up quite nicely now. I'm focusing a lot more on that series. However, I have also started another subset for the Commodore 64, and I'll show you those in a bit. I've also bought a Firebird game, which was an absolute failure, and I'll explain why soon. But yeah, and I've also got some PS2, PS1, PS2, PS4 as well, PSP as well to show you. Like I said, I've got quite a bit. So anyway, enough waffling and let's get on with it. So what shall I start with? I'll start with the failure and get that out of the way. It was Dynamite Dam for the Firebird range, Silverbird. As you know, I collect the Firebird range. I bought this, I thought, saw it on eBay, Dynamite Dam, quick get it, because it don't come up very often. And I've already got it. The trouble was, I didn't have my Firebird games logged down on my phone. I've got a folder at the lockup where I've got a list of the games and I highlight what I've got. But that's locked away in my lockup. It's no good when I'm here at home and I'm looking through eBay. And yeah, it just went. I thought, Dynamite Dam, I ain't got that. Don't come up very often. Buy it. And I think it cost me a fair bit. I think it was about £8, £8 or £9. I've already got it, so this will be going back on eBay. I've no need for it. So that's a failure. So let's move on to the Hit Squad. Now I have got a few more Hit Squad that I haven't shown you, but I took them. Well, they were delivered to me lockup, and I took them straight up, put them in my collection about a week and a half ago. I am planning to do an updated Hit Squad collection video, so you will see what I've got so far. I mean, I haven't got anywhere near as many titles as likes of David Retro Games Played Badly, or Sega Zombie, or is it Mr. Bad's Gaming. I mean, they've been collecting that series a lot longer than me. Anyway, these are the pickups that I've got. They're in no particular order. I know there's different. There's a movie set, there's the arcade set, and blah blah blah. Anyway, so first off is R-Type. Really good game on the Commodore 64. Probably one of the better conversions. However, if you are an Amstrad owner, check out the recent remake of R-Type. It is phenomenal, and it just goes to show that if an arcade conversion is done correctly with you know, a good amount of time, you really can pull off something special. And the Amstrad remake of R-Type, wow, it really is amazing. I'm not kidding. So next we've got, this is one of my favourite fighters on the Commodore 64, shoot 'em ups, it's Slap Fight. Flawed perhaps only by the amount of add-ons that keep building onto your ship. It pretty much fills, you know, the whole width of the screen, and it makes it virtually impossible to carry on with that many power-ups, if you like. But what an absolute brilliant game. I love this game for the Commodore 64, Slap Fight. The music is exceptional, as you would expect from the SID chip. This one, these games were bought from Electric Town in Castleford. It's a retro game shop, and they have a bit of a, I don't like their system of pricing games, I'll be honest, but you could say, well, that's pretty much how anybody does it nowadays anyway. But rather than these being priced up, this next one is Star Wars, by the way. This was the priciest, and I think I paid about 20 quid for this. How they do it is they don't price these 8-bit games up. You tell them what you want, and they'll look on eBay and see, give you an average of what it's going for. And if you can, as you can imagine, if there's only 1 or 2 games, you can't expect them to be priced at, excuse me, I'm just got a text. You can't expect them to be priced quite high. But yeah, I mean, this one is Star Wars. Don't know if it's one of the rarer ones, but it is a good conversion on the Commodore 64. Next we've got, I could never really get into this in all honesty, it's Miami Vice. Just, the music was brilliant on it, but I just couldn't get into it. The speed of the car goes mental, and everything is 90-degree turns. I spent more time crashing on this game, to be honest. Brilliant TV series back in the day. This one is, to me, it wasn't as good as Commando, but it was in a similar vein, although you had more width to the game. It's Rambo. Again, brilliant soundtrack. Martin Galway, I think, composed the music for Rambo. And very colourful. And it was a good game. It was a good game, don't get me wrong. Just didn't think it was as good, as polished as Commando. Right, oh sorry. This one wasn't from Electric Town. I bought this on eBay, and it came up on my saved searches, my notifications, rare. I searched for another copy and there wasn't none to be seen, so I thought, you know what, I'll believe you. It was £25 and this is Space Gun. I don't know if I've been had, but like I say, I couldn't find another game, another Space Gun on eBay at the time, and one hasn't come up on my notifications since. So to me, that, I suppose that's a fair price to pay. I'd never actually heard of this game, to be fair. And then lastly, we're going back to the Electric Town. This is Wek Le Mans. I don't know if it's pronounced Wek or Vec. But yeah, it's a racing game. I think it's a fairly decent racing game. It wasn't the most popular racing game at its time. I think at that time the market was flooded with car racing games, wasn't it? And you know, it had some stiff competition, to be fair. Outrun, Power Drift, Continental Circus, and others like that. So yeah, but Wek Le Mans, I don't know how you pronounce it. So that's it for the Heat Squad. Like I said, I did buy some more, but I took them straight to the lockup. The video I've just released is a Bulldog collection. I got a full set of Bulldog software for the Commodore 64, and I thought there must be other smaller software houses that released only a handful of games. And I looked and looked, and I came across another fairly small software house. At least I believe they are fairly small. I've got a list, it's about 30 games, and I started blitzing it and I started just buying any that I could come across. A little bit pricier than the Bulldog software titles, but it's Americana software, and just like the Bulldog software, which was run by Mastertronic, these were exactly the same. Americana, they were run by Mastertronic, and the deal with these was that they were mainly re-released US gold titles. Some of these I've not even heard of. In fact, there's only one I have heard of so far. But let's start with this. Now, this is actually a sealed copy. It's factory sealed. I don't know what that is. Keep this. Somebody's put that sticker on. And these were priced at $2.99. Obviously, like I said, they were a budget label, Americana software. And this is Seamus. Now the thing with these is there's no screenshots on the back. It's just a little bit of blurb. Again, I can only assume it was like a cost-cutting tactic, you know. Let's just put a bit of text on the back. I would imagine that probably most of these games were quite popular at the time. Like I said, they were predominantly US gold re-releases, so people will have known what they are. And the next one, that's the only one that's sealed. This one is Neutral Zone. As with all 8-bit releases, lovely artwork on the covers. And if you notice, all these, you've got the artwork in the middle, it's surrounded by this car, and obviously that's the back of the car. Good old American Chevys. But yeah, that's Neutral Zone. This is probably, well, this is the only one I've heard of so far from this collection, and I'm pretty sure everybody who's watching this will have heard of it, and it's Bruce Lee. As you can imagine, this is the most expensive one I've paid for at the moment, and this was, well, it was up at about £15, but the seller did make an offer, and I think I offered £12, something like that. I don't like to go straight in at a ridiculously low price. I know you should, you never know your luck, but I just feel it cheeky. This one does actually have a screenshot, I've just noticed that. I mean, we all know what Bruce Lee the game looks like. Yeah, this is slightly different in its design. It hasn't got that car, and same, it hasn't got that border, that car border. But in fact the spine is different. I'll just show you the previous two compared to that one. So if you look, we've got like Commodore 64, and then the title, and then the barcode. This one is slightly different, as is the next one. Go for the gold. It's an athletics sport kind of game, a button masher. And I do apologise, this one's got screenshots, but like I said, this is slightly different design. It's got the same kind of rear with the back end of the car. It does have screenshots, this one though. It has got some stickers on. Possibly I might take those off. I'm not sure what to do with them yet. But the front is a little bit different. It hasn't got that cardboard around it. It's like the Bruce Lee one. And the spine is slightly different again to both the others. Let me show you. I wish they'd keep them all uniform. I really do. It's like my PS2 collection. Most of them are just white spines. The PlayStation black bit at the top, and then you get the odd one that's coloured, or it's got a bit of colour in it. It ruins the look. But yeah, as you can see, they're all got 3 different variations there of spine. So we've got 3 left. Next is Breakdance, and no screenshots on this because we've gone back to the original cover design. Just text telling you what it's about. What's the cassettes like on this? Yeah, they're same again. I mean, we've got a paper label stuck on one side with nothing on the back. Again, I mean, all these budget labels wanted to keep costs down, obviously. Next, we've got Slam Ball. I am assuming this is a pinball type of game, just based on the artwork. I could be wrong. It could be some kind of sports game, some futuristic sports game. But that's Slam Ball. It don't say. Don't give it away on the blurb. And then lastly, we've got Scrolls of Abaddon. And same again, we've got this border on the back. We've got no screenshot. It says arcade adventure, sorry. I'm guessing this is some kind of graphic text adventure, text-based adventure only, perhaps, I don't know. But yeah, so that is all I've got so far from Americana Software. I think there's about 13 total. To be honest, they're not coming up very often on me notifications for eBay. I have got it saved. I have got the some of the titles that I haven't got saved, and they're just not coming up. So it could be quite an hard collection to get hold of. Yeah, well, even so, I've started, so I'll finish. Right, let's get on to something a bit more up to date. So this is the only PSP title I've picked up, and I picked it up from a lad at work. I once bought a big job lot off him, and he keeps bringing me stuff every so often. Oh, I found this for you, and he's found me this for PSP. It's Commander Europe at War. It's some kind of military strategy game, I believe. There's no instructions, but heyo, I can't complain for nothing. So that's the PSP title. So next in line, well, it's 2 PS4 games, and I bought these. They might be off Amazon actually. I don't know. I can't quite remember how I came across them. They're both sealed, and they're both compilations. And the first one is Classic Flashback Classic Volume 1, and the Atari 2600 games, 20 games. It's still sealed, it's brand new. And then secondly, we've got Volume 2. So again, 20 games. So it's just basically emulated Atari 2600 games. Can't quite remember how much I bought these two for. They were on some kind of offer. I'm sure it were Amazon, but I can't quite remember. I don't believe these are the English releases. Just based on that. Not sure. I mean the main headline text is in English first, but yeah, they were going at a good rate, both of them together. So I got those. Probably never play them. The Atari 2600, it's not really a system I grew up with or really played, to be honest. And I know they're very basic. I know it was one of the first systems, but yeah, it just don't appeal to me. So that's Flashback Classics. Atari Flashback. I can't even say it. That could be the gin. That's the gin's fault. Slurring my words. Next. Well, I got this purely to do a video response video to Gernaldino plays. First time he's played a game in an over 10 years series, and he's had it out. He's released his video now about a week, and I'm a bit late with this one, but it is ISS Pro 98 on the PS1. This cost me about £15 to get hold of. It's in really good condition though. It's all there, including the whatever that is. But yeah, so we've got it all there, and the case is in brilliant condition. It's in nice condition. So but yeah, now I can do my video response to his video, which I'm looking forward to actually. I used to be quite good at football games, quite good, not brilliant, but yeah, I'm looking forward to having a go at that and doing my response video. Coming soon, Gurney, I promise you. Next I'm going to show you, I actually went into the charity shops in Pontefract, and I couldn't believe me luck. I came across some DVD games, and the first one is Play Your Cards Right, the all new 2008 Family Edition. I'll let you into a little secret. I used to love Play Your Cards Right. Oh, Brucey. I did actually enjoy that game. And even now, if you're doing something and you say, oh, higher, no, lower, you know, everybody will quote it. Oh, play your cards right. What do you think you are, Brucey? You know, everybody knows the game. What do you get? Well, the instructions are on the inlay, and then the disc. I never play these DVD games. There's probably none of them work, to be honest. I wouldn't know, I never play them. But I just like collecting them. Another one is QI, or IQ. A quite interesting game. It's based on Stephen Fry's quiz game, I believe. Never watched it, to be honest. Not a massive fan of Stephen Fry. So I'm not really bothered about it. But obviously, it was nice to have it for my collection. This does have a little bit of paperwork with it. And then lastly, I do own a Trivial Pursuit DVD game, but this one is slightly different. This one is Trivial Pursuit Let Loose. New question categories and stuff like that. It's just an updated twist on the game. And again, the instructions are on the inlay. No need for a leaflet, and then the disc. So yeah, my DVD game collection is building up quite nicely now. I must do a collections video and show you that this case is a little bit bust actually, but not to worry. And then lastly, for this part one, I've got some PS2 games. Now, if you remember a while ago, I said I was working my way through alphabetically. Obviously, I've been going into CEX and just picking up any cheap games I can find. But on eBay, I've been working my way through the list. I'm still on symbols and numbers, and one of the series is the Dot Hack series, and I've got the first two, and I've just bought this. This is the third in the series, part 3. It's Outbreak, Dot Hack Outbreak. Eddie knows a lot more about this than me. Eddie Roller. I always keep wanting to say Roller X Car, but apparently it's just Roller Car. The X is silent. So I'm going to have to try and get into the habit of saying Roller Car. But Eddie from Roller Car, he knows more about this series than I do. And I'll tell you a little story. The other day, I found part 4, which is Quarantine, and there were a few buy it nows at like £60-70, and one came up as an auction, and I put a maximum bid in of £22. Thought, I know I'm not going to win it at that, but that's what I'll start with. And as the days went on, it never changed, and it was still on my maximum of £22. And I got a notification, you've been outbid, but I didn't read it properly. And I thought, right, that's it. It's gonna skyrocket. And then I got a notification, this auction, and sorry, you've missed out. This auction's ended. £28, 28 chuffing pound for Dot Hack Quarantine Part 4. I could cry, because that is a really good price, and I don't think I'm going to come across that price again. And if I'd have just read the damn notification the first time, I would have bid more. Probably would have gone up to £50, because, like I said, most of the buy it nows are 60, 70, even more. Sealed copies are ridiculous. But yeah, missed out on that, and my notifications haven't notified me of any more that's come up, so I'm a little bit gutted about that. Anyway, I'm digressing. This is Dot Hack Outbreak, and I've never played these games. It does come with the extra DVD disc. What are they called? RPGs. Not really my cup of tea, but still. And then me and Eddie met up. Roller Car. We met up the other week. We went for a quick drink, and then we went to my lock-up. Showed him round my lock-up, and then we went to Console Yourself in Pontefract. We made it by the skin of his teeth before it shut, and fair play to the lads in there. They stayed open a little bit later for us because we were having a good look around. Eddie picked up a Mega Drive game, I believe it was, and an Xbox 360 game on it. Oh no, that was another shop. But yeah, he picked up a Mega Drive game, which it's a subset he's collecting, and you're like, you need get this. This is a good one. So I did. I trust Eddie. I know he knows his stuff, and so I got this Wild Arms 3. It says the 4 Wild Arms 4 is worth more, or cost more, I should say. But yeah, this was Wild Arms 3. And how much was it now? How much was it, Eddie? Can you remember? I think it was about £15 maybe? Was it more? Can't quite remember. But yeah, it's complete. Because that one was in one of the display cases. All the rarer titles and the more if worth more titles. That don't sound right, but they're all in glass cabinets. All the crappier stuff is out on the shelves. And then I found, and I could have sworn I had this, but I didn't. It's Okami. I think this was £8. It's supposed to be a really good game. The artwork on the game is really nice, just like a cartoon, but very in a Japanese style. Obviously, the game is a Japanese-based kind of game, but yeah. So I thought I'm gonna have it. £8. It's complete. It's in really good condition, so I couldn't complain. Next we've got this one, an eBay purchase, and it's a Phoenix title. I'm going for the Phoenix subset. Slowed down a bit with Phoenix. I've just got sidetracked with other ones. But yeah, I mean, when I do see a fairly cheap Phoenix title that I ain't got, I will pick it up. This one was, I can't remember, but it was relatively cheap. It wasn't expensive. But this is Fairy Tales for the PS2. Like I say, it's by Phoenix Software. I mean, to be fair, it looks alright. But trouble is, as we all know, Phoenix are renowned for being crap. Making crap games. It's in really good condition though. It's complete. That's Fairy Tales. And then lastly, I thought I only had one fail. It's a semi-fail. I don't own it, so it still goes in my collection. But I thought it was a Phoenix game, and I'll show you why in just a second. And this is Thunderhawk. The trouble is, I'd got on me eBay Save Searches PS2 Phoenix. So as you can imagine, I get a lot of Harry Potter, The Order of the Phoenix coming up. Phoenix games. And then obviously this, because it's Operation Phoenix. And I really didn't love it. It's actually by Core and IDOS. It's not by Phoenix Software at all. Phoenix Games. I just saw the eBay title, Thunderhawk, Operation Phoenix, and I just thought Phoenix were the Phoenix Games developer, and I just impulse bought it. It wasn't there, it were only a couple of £. Like I said, I ain't got it anyway, so it's not really a fail. It's a fail in that I didn't look, and that's my trouble. I don't look. I just impulse buy. What game was it? I was telling the lads the other week. I can't remember. I'm sure I impulse bought a game. It said rare, and I bought it for about £12-13. And after I'd bought it, I actually thought, well, I'll check to see that it is worth that. And it wasn't. There were a load more for sale at about £5 or £6. But again, that's me. I just jump in, dive in fact, head first without looking. But yeah, so that is Thunderhawk Operation Phoenix for the PS2. And that concludes part 1. I can imagine, I mean, I haven't got a timer on my LCD screen telling me how long I've been waffling on, but I can imagine it's a fair bit. Probably not as long as Mr. Retro Bear. I don't think even this has gone past the 1 hour mark. But even so, I've said enough for part 1. Part 2, like I say, there's more hardware and systems, if you like. Don't go yet. I've just remembered. I actually got a parcel sent. Nate's gonna kill me. He'll be like, how dare you forget about me? Because this was actually sent before Christmas. I asked if it was to be opened on Christmas Day or not. He says, now, They're not wrapped, so it's entirely up to you what you do. Open it now or on Christmas Day. Curiosity. If I'd have been a cat, it'd have killed me, because I couldn't help myself, so I opened it, and it sent me all sorts. It sent me all sorts, as lad. So I'm going to show you what Nave sent me. Call of Duty 2, the big red one on Platinum. I'm collecting the Platinums for PS2. So he's got me this to add to my Platinum collection. He knows about making sure it's the right disc and that the inlay is complete, and it is. So that's Call of Duty 2, the big red one. Now this next game, this was a real surprise, and I was absolutely chuffed to bits, but I've got to say, Nate, you shouldn't have done it. You shouldn't have done it, because when I get something like this, I can't help myself and I want to start collecting another subset. Now this one, I believe, is probably as hard as the Heat Squad to collect for. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to collect the cheaper ones to start with. It's not going to be my main focus, but I am going to start collecting for them. And if I find any games by this software developer, publisher I should say, then I will buy them. I will get them. Anyway, what he sent me is BMX Trials for the Commodore 64. This is Mastertronic, and Mastertronic, I think they released quite a few games on the budget label. Well, Mastertronic was budget label, but yeah, this is fantastic. BMX Trials. Very vague my memory on this game. I had to, because to be honest, to start with, I thought it would be it's BMX Simulator I was getting mixed up with. But this is, it's like a side one. It's like a side scrolling game, and I think it's a button masher where you've got to tap and pedal as fast as you can. Basically racing over BMXs. Yeah, that's fantastic, mate. I love anything to do with Commodore 64, and I've actually got something for a Commodore 64, and I have not got. I'll try and dig it out one of the days and show it. I've not got a clue what it's for, but I won't get rid of it because I don't know if it's worth anything. It's an IDE bus or something. not a double-decker bus kind of thing, but it's something that fits into. I don't know if it fits into one at ports at back. I've no idea what it does. Next we've got, he sent me a PSP game. They sent me a couple actually, and these are very welcome additions to my collection, mate. So we've got Little Big Planet, Rag Boy there, is it something? Sack Boy, that's it. Quite fun there, the Little Big Planet games, quite fun. Next we've got Burnout Dominator. I believe there's quite a few in the Burnout series. Really nice looking game, that. Don't think I played the Burnout series. This is a Call of Duty game, and I've not played this. This might have been a PSP release only. It's Call of Duty Roads to Victory. It's certainly not on the PS2 anyway, because I've got all Call of Duties for PS2 now. It's by Activision. Yeah. Call of Duty, PSP, and now this one I like, blimey neck. It's really, it's different. I have heard of it before, but it's I think it's on PS2 as well. But it's Cow the Kangaroo. This is just titled Cow Challenger. So I've never played Cow the Kangaroo. I mean, a lot of software developers try to come up with mascot, if you like, an animal character, which was going to be the next big thing. For me, there's no competition against Crash Bandicoot, even Sonic the Hedgehog. I love Sonic, but I love Crash even more. That's Cow Challengers on the PSP. Next we've got some PlayStation 2 games. And again, he sent me some corkers. I mean, this one, arcade 30 games action. That's fantastic. It's titles like this that you don't really come across much. And, you know, I'd like to think, I hope it didn't cost him a lot of money anyway. I wouldn't like to think he's spending a lot of money on me. But yeah, if he just found it at a car boot or whatever, you know, 50p a quid or whatever, that's absolutely brilliant. And that is a really, really good title for him to send me. Thank you very much. Next we've got Jack Free from Jak and Daxter. Jak Free. Again, I've not really taken to Jak and Daxter. I haven't really played it, to be fair. I haven't really given it a chance. Perhaps should do, and give it a whirl, see what it's about. Next is Noble Racing. Now, again, I've not heard of this game. Named after somebody? No. Noble Automotive. One of the most exciting car manufacturers in the world today. Well, I've never heard of him. But yeah, some nice looking cars on there with the big fat lines all the way across the car's body. Yeah, I like my racing games, I do like them. That's by Midas. And lastly, he put this in for me and I was really pleased with it. It's a very well known game, it's for the PC, but it's a click and point adventure. If you have seen previous videos, you know I've been collecting hidden object, puzzle and point and click adventures for the PC, and this one is probably one of the best. It's Grim Fandango, LucasArts game, and that is just fantastic, mate. Really is. I'm really pleased with that. I'm pleased with all of these that you've sent me. But yeah, that's Grim Fandango for the PC. If I get time, I will have a go at that, mate. Yeah, the rest is packaging. Fantastic. And again, we always go on about it, but such generosity from Nath Retro 1 in the community. Please check out Nath's channel. He's a great lad, and he's a great friend now as well. So yeah, really pleased with those, mate. Thank you very much. And that is it. I might have actually beat Retro Bear now, quite possibly. So, and if I just waffle on a bit more, I can set a really good world record. But I really don't think you want to hear me waffle on anymore. So I'm going to finish off my gin, and then I'm off to bed. That's it. See you later. I'll see you in part 2 in 2020. See you later, everybody.